Over 10 years on the Tasty Network, and I just did my last From Theory to Practice episode. Wow, man. What a ride. What a ride. I don't think it's really registered to me that it's actually over. Like, wow. A decade. Over a decade. That's crazy stuff. And I still remember, showing up on Tom's doorstep back in 2015, like summer, fall 2015. Just an average kid from the suburbs of Detroit. Went to Central Michigan University for my undergrad, fired up chips. Went to the University of Memphis for my doctoral degree. And then I started watching the Tasty Network. I started getting to kind of listening to Tom and listening to Tony. And I'm like, man, what they're doing over there is like, it's unbelievable. Like what they're doing over there is revolutionizing the world of finance. And I was teaching finance at the time. So I came knocking on Tom's door via his email inbox, and he wrote me back within 18 minutes. As everyone who's ever emailed Tom knows, it's quite legendary, his response rate. And I just said, hey, I love what you guys are doing. Like, here's who I am. Give me a shot. I really think I can help the network. And then our courtship began shortly thereafter. He gave me a shot. I went down to Chicago, and the rest, as they say, is history. Over 10 plus years on the network. And if we go all the way into the Wayback Machine, that's going to be the Skinny. That's going to be Trade Logic Unlocked for all the OGs that might be out there. That's going to be the Yo Dr. Jims out there for the real OGs that might be out there. So where do I start with Brittany? That's where do I start with Anthony? That's where do I start with Jessica and Brittany and a bunch of all the crash courses, all the live events. So many things happened. But my baby the entire time has been From Theory to Practice. That thing went live the day I started full time. And man, what a ride it has been. From Theory to Practice, 10 years straight. And it's really crazy for me to actually think and actually say that chapter is now closed. And I think it's fitting for us here in our tasty goodbye video to go out with one final story. And so I remember that audition when Tom said, yeah, come on down. Let's see what you can do, whatever. I remember that audition like it happened 10 minutes ago. I remember the hotel. I remember the cab ride over. I remember walking into Tasty HQ, walking into the studio, and I met everybody for the very first time. I met Beth. I met Brittany. I met Bat. I met Tony V. I met Paul. I met Doyle. Doyle was my first cameraman. Doyle was the guy behind the camera for like the first year, maybe 2 years that I was doing my show. And my whole goal, my whole objective, once I got comfortable, I need to make Doyle laugh. And if I did make Doyle laugh, I'm like, all right, that was a decent little piece that we did that day. But for that audition, man, I was so nervous. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. I was super excited. I was really amped up, but I was so nervous because I had never been on camera before. I had never been on air before, and I knew I basically had one shot. Eminem warned us. He warned me. I had one shot. I had one opportunity. Well, that kind of looks like I had two opportunities, but I only had one opportunity. And by God's grace alone, man, it worked out. And the next thing I knew, early 2016, I was full-time with the team. I was full-time with the network. And From Theory to Practice was live on the daily schedule. And it's so funny because when the show started, it was only 15 minutes long. Like 13 minutes with commercials and stuff. And I just remember like my first couple of shows, couple of weeks, whatever. It took me a while to get like really, really comfortable. I was terrified. I remember talking to Autumn. I was absolutely terrified because being a finance professor, it wasn't necessarily the content, although that was challenging in its own right. But being live on air, like being live, like no takebacks. Like you're not just in a classroom with, 30, 40, 50 students, whatever, which is intimidating in its own right, of course. But now this is live. Now this is going to live forever, or RIP to the Tasty Archives, maybe not forever. But I really felt like, man, every day was like primetime ABC. In the beginning, it was just my mom and her friends watching. But to me, I felt like I was on American Idol. Tom himself, when he hired me, even said, like, hey, I'm going to give you the show, 15 minutes, we'll ramp you up over time, whatever. But 15 minutes, that's a really long time by yourself. Well, let's just say that my underoos were pretty damp pretty often. I remember talking to Autumn saying, man, I don't know what I'm going to say. Like, what do I do if I run out of things to say? What do I do if I just start spouting off nonsense? Like, what do I do if I can't think of words to come out of my mouth? And she said, Jim, I don't know everything, but I do know this. Jim Schultz will never run out of things to say. I'm not exactly sure if that was intended to be a compliment. In fact, I'm actually pretty sure that it wasn't. But I'll tell you what, after 10 years, man, she nailed the short strike on that butterfly like we can only dream of. Over 10 years, and as the show expanded, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes for the Dr. Jam Power, 3/4 of an hour. We found something to say every day. It may not have always been helpful. And a lot of the time it was downright wrong. But man, we found something to fill the air. Tangents, soapboxes, off the reservations, surprises and delights. We made it to the end each and every day. But in the end, as I started thinking about this video, I've been thinking about this video for weeks. The one thing that I keep coming back to is you guys. The one thing that I keep coming back to is each and every one of you guys. It's always been about you guys from the very beginning all the way to the very end. Every single day, because of you guys, I felt so much purpose. I felt so much responsibility with my show, and it motivated me and it challenged me to be the best I could possibly be, to make a show that was maybe something very unique that you couldn't find anywhere else. That was, it was fun and it was entertaining for everybody, but it was informative and it was actionable for the actual active traders in the audience. I mean, starting my career as a finance professor, that was amazing in its own right. And that will always hold a very special place in my heart. But this time with Tasty, in the last 10 years on air, it was very, very different, because now we're not learning about the time value of money to pass a class. We're not learning about intrinsic value and extrinsic value to pass the exam. Like, we're learning about these things because there's real money on the line. Like, there's real decisions with real risk and real money, and sometimes, oftentimes, a lot of money on the line. So you guys challenged me to be the best I could possibly be. And some days I rose to the challenge, and some days I did not. But man, it was such an intellectual challenge the whole way. And so many of you have reached out over the years and just said, hey, from theory to practice, or the content or whatever I've done has played such an instrumental role in your learning of the option space. And I can't tell you how that makes me feel to actually read it on my end. It's so encouraging. It's so motivating. It gives me so much purpose, so much purpose. But now in this video, I want you guys to know I can't thank you guys enough. Like, it goes both ways. It's always gone both ways. You guys have filled me up with just so much direction as a professional. There are so many people in the world today that don't have the luxury. They don't have the opportunity to get up and work at a job or work at a place where they do feel all this purpose. They do feel all this responsibility. They do feel like their job really matters. I felt that way every single day because of you guys. From all the shows on air, from all the live events, so many people I got to meet face to face. You guys gave me so much of your time. You gave me so much of your attention. And I truly cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. I do not take it lightly, and I will never, ever forget it. And from theory to practice, fam, as a bit of a tangent, was there ever a doubt? I would, I would like to point out that even under immense pressure to change the intro song, I didn't do it. Even under immense pressure, like I think I got 1, maybe 2 emails over the 10 years to change the intro song of the show, Dangerous by Big Data. I didn't do it because I wanted that song to be forever burned in our skulls, that whenever you hear that, you think of From Theory to Practice. Whenever that song comes out from now until the grave, you're going to think about From Theory to Practice. But now, the truth is, Boys to Men nailed it 37 years ago. We have reached the end of the road, and it is pretty hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I don't really want the water to run dry, but it appears that it has. Our one sweet day has indeed passed. And so all we can do now is get on bended knee and look to the future. And it's really a mixture of emotions for me. I'm very sad, and it's very difficult to think about this chapter being closed. But when I think about the future, I think about what's coming, and I think about what I'm building, I'm very, very, very excited about this, because operating from the Tasty foundation that we've all worked so hard to create, I started thinking a few years ago, man, are there ways that we can make this simpler? Are there ways that we can make this clearer? And are there ways that we can do this that's even more transparent? And so that is what has gotten me excited for what I'm creating moving out into the very, very, very near future. And I'm excited to getting back to solely focusing on you guys. What is going to be in the best interest of you, the active premium seller? I don't have shareholders I have to appease. I don't have growth targets I have to hit. All I need to focus on 100% exclusively is what is going to help you do what you're trying to do. Sell premium, use options, high probability, high volatility, etc. What's going to help you do that more effectively and more efficiently? And I'm excited for the challenge that we'll be building my own thing to do exactly that. Now, I've got nothing but love for everybody at Tasty. There is such a talented group of folks that's over there that's going to take the company far, far, far into the future. But ever since Tasty Bastille Day, I've been saying on my show, we've got to do this together, man. We've got to stick together. Don't let anyone tear us apart. And that is no less true now from my vantage point. In fact, in a lot of ways, it might even be a little bit more true. But the medium of delivery is going to look a little bit different. So here on the YouTube channel, there's going to be a bunch of stuff coming out. I mean, live trading, educational content, all kinds of stuff. So many ideas are coming out of my head. I cannot wait to get this thing off the ground. I think it's going to surprise and delight a lot of you, starting with I'm going to be trading my own money. No corporate accounts, no business accounts. Like if we don't do well, if we light too many stacks of cash on fire, we're obviously going to light some stacks of cash on fire. That's a given. But if there's too many, then my Amelia May, she doesn't get her gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, fun-free waffles. And you think stewing in the bathtub of filth that was Dell or Oracle or Chipotle was bad? Let me tell you something. That's nothing compared to the wrath and the filth that I'm going to have to endure if that happens from not only her, but the boss herself. So if you want to follow along with the journey and help the cause, please subscribe to the channel so that we can decrease the probability that those things happen. Now, if you want to know more about what I'm building specifically, then the best way to do that is just join the Trading Lab. Join the Trading Lab down below. There's a link in the description. It's completely free to sign up. I mean, obviously, I'm going to start spamming you to buy my stuff by like the 4th or 5th email, just like every other internet furu that's out there that's worth their weight in organic sweet potatoes. But the email content will always be free. But whatever you decide to do, I think we've waxed poetic long enough in this video. I just want you guys to know that I am so thankful for you. And I am just so lucky to have been in the position that I've been in. And I just appreciate you guys. One final time, I appreciate you guys more than you may ever know. Hope to see you guys down in the YouTube chat sometime, even if just to say hello. I mean, you could even drop down into the comments in this very video so we can pump that algo together one final time. And I'll see you guys on the other side.